This is a big box. I'm gonna open to discover space, you hear that? Eat your heart out, James Webb Telescope. I got it right in here. So in today's video, sponsored by Soundcore, we're going to be covering their brand new Space Q45 and Space A40 headphones, earbuds, respectively. Which should we start with? Choose your own adventure. Jake chose for you, and the answer was earbuds. So we have the Space A40 earbuds. Anchor has been pretty ambitious in the kind of press coverage they've been giving to us. They've been comparing themselves to products that are of a much higher price point. These are $100 US. That's a pretty dang competitive price point. There's a lot going on in the $100 range, but what these offer that you don't typically see in the $100 range is noise canceling. That's pretty sick. Inside the box, you get a Type A to USB-C cable for charging, some documentation, a quick start guide, as well as a bunch of ear tips. This is something that I've always appreciated from Soundcore. Every product that I've seen from them, they're always offering like 4 or more extra ear tips. I had their Liberty 2 Pros, and those came with like 12 sets of ear tips. You're almost always guaranteed to get a proper seal when you have the earbuds in your ears, which is really important to making sure that you have good sound. And even more important for good ANC. I heard a movement over there. This is the brand behind me? The brand's right behind me, aren't they? We're not gonna spend too much time with the A40s because I think that the Q45s are the more interesting product, but still wanna show off what Soundcore has to offer. So we have a nice little case. These have really fast charging. For 10 minutes in the case, you'll get 4 hours of playback. With these headphones, you'll get 10 hours of listening on the buds themselves and 50 with the included case, which is kind of crazy considering how small this case is. Ooh, I have an idea. Oh, Jesus Christ, they're right behind me. Holy shit, I fucking knew it.
Oh my God, I couldn't breathe in this any longer. God damn it, just do it faster.
How long were you there?
Oh, a long time.
I think it says something about like how we operate here, that there was a pile of leaves on the set. I was just like, yeah, that's there.
Did you get scared?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
I was scared. And 50 hours of battery life is pretty impressive because this is a pretty small case. How small is it? Draw! It's about half a banana. Maybe a third of a banana, Should we do a quick listen to these? These are very small. Looks like the drivers are kind of big, but like these are not gonna stick out of your ears very much. Like, look at that. Can you see it from the sides very much? Like, you know, I could do a fit test. You know, you guys ask about fit tests and stuff like that, like if they're gonna stay in my ears, and I did it in my first video, but it doesn't really make sense. Just because they stay in my ears doesn't mean they're gonna stay in your ears, especially if they're not something that has a specific bracing ability. This is just gonna stick into the pressure of your ear canal. Yeah, they stay. All right, we got multi-point because it's got Bluetooth 5.2, I believe. So it's that classic V shape. There's a lot of oomph down in the lower frequencies to give that bass, it's bass you can feel versus like something maybe detailed and pronounced. And then there's a little bit of a raise on the highs to give that extra little bit of crispiness that kind of makes like, you know, hi-hats really stick out so that you really feel rhythms, which is a good time. I don't know, it's for fun. I'm gonna turn on the ANC now. I mean, I don't have any sound playing right now, but the ANC is doing a good job of canceling out just the general HVAC and room frequencies. And it doesn't seem to have a profound effect on the sound, which is really nice because sometimes that can be a big-ish. Yeah, so these sound pretty good for $100. Soundcore is taking advantage of their self-developed double-layer diaphragm drivers. Since it's a new piece of technology that they claimed that they are advertising for themselves, there's not a whole lot out there about whether or not it actually makes a big difference. It is pretty neat. Basically, it's like, you know how you usually have that little cup? Like when you have a speaker, it's a little cone. What if you had another cone in the middle of that cone? That's basically what they're doing, and they claim it provides a richer and more detailed sound throughout the entire audio spectrum. Supposedly these have LDAC support. LDAC is the highest quality Bluetooth audio codec that's kind of available and found on a lot of devices. That will change in the near future with Bluetooth LE audio, which I'll talk about more in a second. These seem to have pretty good noise cancellation. I know we didn't do the test with the speaker, we'll do that with the other set of headphones, but they got these tested by a third party called SGS, who does a lot of different product testing, and apparently these block out 98% of sound. And that noise canceling is adaptive. If it detects that there's really loud noises around you, it'll probably crank up the noise cancellation, maybe at the cost of a little bit of audio quality. So if you're sitting in like an office, it'll only cancel out as much noise as needed to leave your audio as crisp and clear as possible. And they come in black, white, and navy blue. We have the black ones here. If you're shopping in the $100 price range, these are definitely worth checking out. But let's move on to the big boys. The Space Q45 wireless noise canceling headphones. This is very interesting to me because, you know, companies, they'll send us press information. They want to make sure that we're providing you guys with correct information. But what they usually don't do is very boldly send us a list of specifications and quality claims that are targeting specific products, especially ones that are more than double the price. What Soundcore has promised us is that these are supposed to compete with like the Bose Quiet Comforts of the world, the Sony XM3 and XM4, all of which are like $350. These, $150. It's really bold, and I like bold. Those look pretty nice. This is a nice carrying case. It's not super hard shell, but it's got a nice interior, nylon. What else we got in the box? Quick start guide, and nothing else really. Now look at what they have on the back. We have adaptive active noise canceling, 50 hours of playtime. That's nuts that they have the same amount of playtime in those earbuds as they do in these things. Though these ones you don't have to charge. You get 50 hours without charging in between. So it's 50 with ANC and 65 without. That's like a work week. You subtract your lunches and meetings from that, you don't have to charge these the entire week. I think that's industry leading. I don't know of any other headphones that have them. But also, you can charge these, and they do have quick charging. So 5 minutes of charging gives you 4 hours of listening. Inside the carrying case, we get some cables, and it looks to be an audio jack cable. Thank you so much. A lot of wireless headphones these days will let you plug into your computer, but only for charging, or you can use an adapter to get USB-C audio, but it still uses the battery on the headphones. It's very frustrating, very annoying. These are a great addition to versatility if it doesn't require power. And I imagine it doesn't because every other headphone can just usually do this. So they also give you a little charging cable, which is nice. Look at you, Soundcore. Look at all this for 150 bucks. So let's look at this. These are pretty firm. They got a hinge. Reminds me of the AirPods a little bit. They don't have the same kind of articulation. That happens up here. You can hear the notches. Notches are pretty pronounced, so it's not gonna be too hard to adjust it to the same head shape every time, though usually I just put them on and then figure it out and then crunch them back. The right ear cup, we have controls. We have our volume rocker, our play pause button, and our headphone jack. On the left side, more controls. We have the power button to on, off, and probably pairing, as well as the noise cancellation. The ear cups, they are, again, a fake leather. I kind of wish the ear cups were replaceable because if you're gonna go with plastic leather, it's not gonna last that long, and these might be something that can last a lot longer if you don't have to worry about the battery life because of the audio cable. So that would be nice to have, but they do feel quite soft, and on the head, they're decently comfortable. They're spacious enough, they're not touching my ears, there's not too much pressure. They might get a little warm. This might be like a memory foam, I think. The padding there leaves a little something to be desired, but these are relatively light. These are pretty light headphones, despite the fact that they have a metal headband. And just like the earbuds, we have ANC, we have 4 different microphones. It's hybrid ANC, so it listens to what's in your ear as well as what's outside of you to make sure that you have the best audio noise canceling experience. And like the other headphones, the noise canceling is adaptive based on where you are. On the box, they have high-res audio wireless and high-res audio markers. That's great. That indicates that these are supposed to be high-res. I don't know how hard it is to get a high-res audio logo on your box, but it is like a third-party verification, so it means something. Oh, another interesting thing is that these have Bluetooth 5.3. I've never used an item with 5.3. My cursory research on 5.3 indicates that it's not a big, it does not do a lot on the audio front. 5.2 contained a lot of the audio features. So you get everything from 5.2, you get the multi-point, you get Bluetooth LE audio support. What Bluetooth LE audio is that it's a new technology from the Bluetooth SIG that's going to allow devices to send higher quality audio at a lower bit rate with a new codec called LC3. Okay, so I'm gonna put them on and we're gonna give them a listen, right? Yeah, the noise canceling is definitely on. Thank you for putting controls that just state what's happening. It says transparency when it's transparency mode. It is kind of a robotic voice though. It's like, it does sound very Microsoft Sam. Let's listen to some tunes. Okay, so first impressions with the sound is they're okay. Tempering my expectations at $150, I'd go so far as to say is they're fine, they're pretty good. To me, these sound a little bit muddy in the mids. It's kind of hard, it's not very detailed. The other ones sounded better. Yeah, they're just lacking clarity. If I listen to like hip hop, they're pretty fun. But what we gotta do is we gotta compare them. So we don't have XM3s or the XM4s that Soundcore bravely is comparing themselves to. So the XM5s might be a little bit of a different experience than what we expect, but we're gonna take a listen, give a good comparison, see if these really do punch above their price class. Now I wanna come back to the other headphones. So sound quality might not be there, but think about this. These are more of an entry-level pair of headphones, but two, they almost have feature parity with a $450 headphone. They have ANC, they have LDAC, they have incredible battery life, they have multi-point connections, they have fast charging, they have so much stuff for just $150, and that's something that is really, really tough to compete with. So if you're all about the convenience, this has you covered. It has everything you could want. Now we're gonna do our mic test and our noise canceling test. Dan has done a video on this. I don't know if it's out yet, but we're gonna use this big speaker to basically simulate sound. I get it, it's not the same as just walking into traffic with a big heavy truck, but that's not always the most doable thing in a studio. This is a reasonable approximation. We're gonna put on a bunch of traffic noises and see how well these cancel that noise. Will they cancel? That was pretty good. It really dulled it. That's uncomfortably loud beside me. Those did a pretty dang good job of bringing down the loudness. Since these have good noise canceling, I want to try out the Space A40s. The active noise canceling on these aren't as strong, but there's just the natural benefit of having something that's literally plugging your ears. So they end up doing a pretty good job of keeping the noise out just anyways. So this is a Soundcore Space Q45 microphone test. This is an audio test of the Space Q45 headphones. This is what they sound like when I'm talking into them. And now I'm going to play some traffic noise. So how loud is it? How's the traffic? Can you understand me still? Pretty loud, but that's how traffic is. That's the mic test for the Space Q45s. Okay, this is a mic test of the Soundcore Space A40s. And this is a recording of the microphones on the Space A40 earbuds. How do they sound? And now I'm gonna play some traffic audio. How do I sound right now? Can you understand me? Because I want to say that you look really nice today. All right, that's everything. Thanks, bye. This is doing a way better job. The earbuds are doing a way better job of cutting out the audio than the headphones were. I am more impressed by the earbuds than the headphones. These do a great job of blocking your voice from the traffic noises. These not so much. But think about the price. Less than half the price of AirPods Pros. Less than half the price of Bose. They offer very similar features and they do most of them pretty well. These are the kind of things that you're gonna be getting if you're like, I don't know, you're a student, you want some AirPods, but you don't wanna pay the Apple tax. Or you want some noise canceling headphones, but you don't wanna pay the Sony tax or the Bose tax. Like, these are great entry points. Yeah, they're just, especially these I'm really impressed with. Good job, Soundcore. Just like the little guys, the big guys are gonna come in 3 different colors. You got your white, your black, and your navy blue. What other colors do you need? As a man, that's the only thing in my wardrobe. Also, LTTstore.com, get this in your wardrobe. If you need a little bit more color in your life, but not too much because you're a little scared, then get our RGB sweater. It's got little flecks of color. So there's a green and there's an orange and yeah, it's cool. And it's also really comfy. I think it's more comfy than any of our other sweaters. Thank you, Soundcore, for sponsoring this video. If you're interested in these, check out our links down in the description. And if you liked the video, why not consider subscribing? You know, there's lots of other fun tech products. We cover audio, we cover anything. We cover printing, we covered a toaster. We covered a toaster.